Alright, it's Henry again, and I know it's been a while since I've done any Gunpla work, a couple of weeks now, but just wanted to do this work in progress video to show you guys that I'm not slacking off. Anyway, this is the first work in progress video for my 1:100 scale Pisces, the next entry into my Oz project, the second amphibious Oz mobile suit. So you can see, almost sort of GOG-like in appearance, although not in color scheme. This is a transformable mobile suit. Kind of like Cancer, it has a submersible mode, although Pisces transformation is a little bit more complex than Cancer's, but it's honestly not too bad. So the arms are going to straighten out and then go back, and then the legs are going to, waist section is going to rotate, legs will straighten out, and it kind of lays down flat, and that's really all there is to the transformation. It's really not all that difficult. This printout, by the way, is roughly 1:100 scale. Let's see. Pisces is a 16 meter mobile suit, so my 1:100 scale kit needs to be 16 centimeters tall, and it's just about, I had to scale it a little bit on the computer, and I think I got them just about 16 centimeters tall in black and white here, so I can use this as a size reference, because Pisces does not have any model kits at all that I am aware of. I've never even seen a scratch-built Pisces before. I've seen Cancer scratch-built, but not Pisces. It's not one of the more popular mobile suits from Gundam Wing, so all I've got as far as reference goes is that line art that you just saw and a few other line art pictures. So I haven't gotten a lot done, admittedly. This week has been really crazy. It's been spring break here where I live, and at my job it gets much busier during holidays, so I've been really stressed out and busy all week from work, so I haven't had a lot of time to work on Pisces, but I have gotten started starting with the waist and the legs and a little bit of the torso. So first off, I'm trying my absolute best to build this kit with as much pla plate as possible. During the course of building Cancer, I just realized that pla plate is just a lot better. It's a lot more solid as far as construction goes, and you know, you can cement it together just using epoxy putty. I used to, like Cancer, I basically just saved the epoxy putty for the rounded parts, but even now I'm thinking of more versatile ways of using pla plate, even being able to do rounded parts with pla plate, stacking pla plate, you know, multiple pieces together and then sanding them down and being able to make curved surfaces like that. So for Pisces, I'm going to try my best. I can't promise I'll be able to do it, but I'm going to try not to use any epoxy putty and do the entire kit with pla plate, polycaps, and these little hobby-based joints. So anyway, here I've got some pla plate structures. Here's the beginning of the waist section. As you can see, I've got those hobby base ball joints there for the waist. And I've already gotten started on the thighs here. This is the main block for the thigh. Pisces has very big blocky thighs, you can see right there. Actually, it's a very bulky mobile suit overall, so it's actually going to be quite large, even though it's only 16 meters tall. So as you can see, there's that hobby base socket down inside there, and previously when I would use these hobby base sockets, I would take the part, whether it be a plastic part or a resin part or a scratch built part or whatever, and I would use my drill to drill a hole and then put the socket in there. But a lot of times when you do that, the hole won't quite be big enough, or you know, sometimes, like in the case of these big ball joints, you just don't have a drill bit large enough to drill a hole, and sometimes, you know, there wouldn't be enough space and they'd crack or they'd be too tight or something like that. Well, I found a solution to that. I basically just made a little pla plate box and drilled a hole through it for this peg, and the socket will easily go down inside there, and then you just build the rest of the part around it. So I've got that little pla plate box in there with the hole in there, and then I've just built the rest of the thigh around that. So now I can easily just put a little bit of glue on there and glue that socket down inside the thigh like so, and it'll fit right on there, and you've got your, you know, 360 rotation because Pisces doesn't have any skirt armor. A little bit back and forth, a little bit of up and down. So yeah, got your hip movement there. Same thing on that side, even though that one's not glued in. But the knee joints I'm going to be doing similar to what I did on my Leos. Going to be installing that there. Elbow joints will be pretty much the same thing. These two hobby base joints right here are actually going to be for the shoulders. I've gotten a little bit started on the torso. This is basically the head right here. Pisces' head is very unique. It's basically just kind of almost sort of looks like a Twinkie with a camera on it. So this is like the core of the torso. I'm going to be building everything else, like the little chest vents and the little missiles right there. That big protrusion on the front. He's got a little fin on the back. I'll just be building everything around this core here made out of plow plate. And yeah, that's basically all I've got so far. The next work in progress video should be able to see a lot more on this guy as far as construction goes. The arms, I think, are actually going to be probably the trickiest part, simply because of these moving panels right here. This panel and this one on the side, and there's another one back here that are going to have to move around. But I've got some Kotobukiya aftermarket joints, some small ones, that I think I can use to have those panels move, because all they really have to do is just go up and down, back and forth. So hopefully I can pull that off without too much trouble. And then the actual arm articulation is really not all that difficult, because the elbow, because of these moving panels, the elbow joint will have plenty of room to move around. And shoulder should be no problem with those hobby base joints. Hips you've already seen. Knee joints. He's got very short, stocky, squatty legs. So honestly, I don't even think I'm going to bother doing a 180-degree bend. It'll probably just be like a 90-degree bend at the knee. And then, you know, ball joints for the ankles. The toes will have to bend down. And for these propeller claws, as you can see, it's got a propeller mode, and then it has to fold up into a claw mode. Instead of articulating those, which just looking at it I think would be really, really difficult, I think I'm just going to make two sets. I'm going to make a pair of propellers and then a pair of claws. So I'll just switch those out whenever I need to transform him. So I think that's just about everything I can cover at this point, and with that, I'll see you guys next time.